First quantity we have discussed, time period, that is T, M0, L0, T1, and its SI unit is second. Next is rate of flow. What is this rate of flow? It is the volume of liquid flowing per unit time. Rate of flow is volume of liquid flowing per unit time. So what is volume? L cube divided by time T, so it become L3 T minus 1. And what is its unit? Meter cube. Unit is meter cube second inverse. Unit is meter cube second inverse. This is rate of flow, volume of liquid divided by time. Next quantity is mass per unit length. Mass per unit length. What is this? This is mass divided by length. It means it is M and for length it is L. It becomes ML minus 1. समीर मलिक, अपना माइक ऑफ करिए. समीर मलिक, समीर मलिक, switch off your mic. Sameer is there? Sameer is there?
Yes, ma'am.
आपका माइक ऑन क्यों था? Now mass per unit length is ml minus 1. This is mass per unit length. So SI unit is kilogram per meter. SI unit is kilogram per meter. Next is coefficient of viscosity. Coefficient of viscosity, that is eta. ये एक नया सिंबल है, आपने n को थोड़ा सा इलोंगेट कर दो. ये आप पढ़ेंगे लास्ट यूनिट में फ्लूइड्स में. कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी eta इज प्रेशर डिवाइड बाय वेलोसिटी ग्रेडियंट. Pressure divided by velocity gradient. You have to learn this formula. Eta is, and it is very important physical quantity for solving the numerical. It is pressure divided by velocity gradient. What is pressure? ml minus 1 T minus 2. And velocity gradient is, can you tell me what is velocity gradient? This is T minus 1. M0 L0 T minus 1. Velocity divided by length. Right, so it become ml minus 1 t to the power minus 2 plus 1. It become ml minus 1 t minus 1. Right, so its dimension formula is ml minus 1 t minus 1, and its SI unit is, what is the unit of pressure? It is Pascal. Velocity gradient, velocity is meter per second divided by length is meter, so it get cancel out, and it is Pascal second. It is Pascal second. Pascal second. Is it clear? Is it clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you done? Next, so I am going to start with the next quantity, that is Planck's constant. Do you know Planck's constant? In chemistry maybe you have studied. Okay, energy of light is, next is Planck's constant H. Planck's constant H. The energy of light or energy of radiation is H into frequency. H into nu is a frequency. So H is a Planck's constant. So what is the formula for energy of light? ml2t minus 2. H, we want to calculate, frequency is t minus 1. Right, so what is the value of H? You will get ml2 t minus 2 t raised to the power minus 1, so it become ml2 t minus 2 plus 1 ml2 t minus 1. So this is the dimension formula for Planck's constant. What is Planck's constant? आप energy E is equal to h into nu. What is energy? ml2 t minus 2 h into t minus 1. So h becomes ml2 t minus 2 divided by t minus 1. This is h. H is this one, right? And what is its SI unit? SI unit of H is H. What is the unit of this? It is joule seconds, because E is equal to H into nu, so H equal to E upon nu. E upon nu. Yes, is it clear? H equal to E upon nu. H equal to E upon nu. So you can write this as energy is joule and this is second. So H become joule into seconds. Yes, is it clear, beta? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Next is,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes,
एक बार मैम 39th वाला दोबारा दिखा.
हाँ 39th अभी दिखाती हूँ. 39th is this one, coefficient of viscosity eta. Eta is pressure divided by velocity gradient. What is pressure? ml minus 1 t minus 2. Velocity gradient, velocity divided by length, m0 l0 t minus 1. So it become ml minus 1 t raised to the power minus 2 plus 1. It become ml minus 1 t minus 1. And अगर इसके यूनिट लिखें, प्रेशर इज पास्कल. हाँ जी
मैम, प्लैंक्स कांस्टेंट की यूनिट जूल पर सेकंड नहीं होनी चाहिए.
नहीं, जूल सेकंड. देखो कैसे ये हो गया आपका. E इज इक्वल टू एच इंटू न्यू है. व्हाट इज एच? E अपॉन न्यू. E के यूनिट जूल और फ्रीक्वेंसी के यूनिट सेकंड इनवर्स हर्ट्स होते हैं ना, तो ये ऊपर जाके क्या हो जाएगा? जूल इंटू सेकंड.
ओके मैम.
है ना. सेकंड फ्रीक्वेंसी आपका क्या होता है? टाइम रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ टाइम पीरियड. हम तो हर्ट्स लिखते हैं, सेकंड इनवर्स लिखें तो ये दिस इज जूल सेकंड. यस, इज इट क्लियर बेटा? नेक्स्ट क्वांटिटी इज क्वांटिटीज रिलेटेड टू थर्मोडायनामिक्स और थर्मल क्वांटिटीज. जैसे हमने रोटेशनल मोशन में की थी, ऐसी थर्मल क्वांटिटीज. थर्मल quantities. First is heat और enthalpy. Heat is a form of energy. ये आप पढ़ोगे thermodynamics में. Heat और enthalpy. Heat is a form of energy, so its dimension formula is same as that of energy. ml2t minus 2, and what is its unit? Joules. Heat is a form of energy. Yes, is it clear beta? Is it clear?
यस मैम.
Second is
Yes, ma'am.
स्पेसिफिक हीट. हीट को हम क्यू से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. हीट को किससे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं? क्यू से. नेक्स्ट इज स्पेसिफिक हीट. स्पेसिफिक
और
हीट,
ट्रायंगल.
हाँ जी, स्पेसिफिक हीट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय सी. Specific heat is represented by C. And to find its dimension formula, we have to use this formula, mc into delta T. What is this delta T? This is change in temperature. Q is heat, m is mass, C is specific heat, and delta T is the change in temperature. Can you tell me what is, अब यहाँ तक अभी तक आपके पास टेम्परेचर कहीं नहीं आया था. Here, can you tell me what is the unit for temperature in SI system? Kelvin. Right?
Kelvin.
So now Q is ml2t minus 2. M is C into Kelvin. टेम्परेचर के यूनिट्स क्या होंगे? केल्विन. तो इसमें फोर्थ फंडामेंटल क्वांटिटी और आ जाएगी आपके पास. एक m से m ये कैंसिल हो गया, तो C आ गया आपके पास m to the power 0, L to the power 2, T raised to the power minus 2 केल्विन इनवर्स. इसको नीचे लेके आना और फिर ऊपर लेके जाना. m0 L2 T minus 2 T minus 2 केल्विन इनवर्स. m0 L2 T-2 केल्विन इनवर्स. केल्विन नीचे आएगा, फिर नीचे ऊपर लेके जाना है. और इसके यूनिट्स क्या होंगे? SI यूनिट. अगर मैं C का फॉर्मूला लिखूं, दिस इज Q डिवाइड बाय M इंटू डेल्टा T. What is the unit of Q? Joules. Unit of mass is kilogram and its unit is Kelvin. तो ये हो गया जूल, किलोग्राम इनवर्स, केल्विन इनवर्स. SI unit of specific heat is joule per kg per Kelvin. Yes, is it clear beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Specific gravity Q equal to mc delta T, ml2 T-2. यहाँ से आपने इसे निकाला.
Not gravity.
Which one? Which
You
gravity?
said gravity.
No, it is specific heat, not specific gravity. Specific gravity is the relative density. Specific gravity is the relative density. Specific gravity is a relative density. Next is latent heat.
heat energy upon mass.
Yes, latent heat is, ये आपने पढ़ा होगा, latent heat is heat energy per unit mass. Heat is ml2 T-2. It is mass m, so it get cancel out and it become m0 L2 T-2. And what is its unit? Joule per kg. It is joule divided by kilogram. Next is entropy. This is third quantity of heat. And next is entropy. Entropy is, वैसे कहीं पूछा नहीं जाता आपसे, जो मेन heat divided by temperature. What is heat? ml2 T-2. And what is temperature? It is Kelvin. So it is ml2 T-2 Kelvin inverse. And unit is joule per Kelvin.
Joule upon Kelvin.
Yes, unit is joule per Kelvin. Next one is universal gas constant. आपने gas equation पढ़ी होगी. Universal gas constant. What is gas equation? What is gas equation?
मैम अभी नहीं कराई.
PV is equal to nRT. This is a gas equation. P is pressure, V is volume, N is the number of mole of gas, R is a gas constant, and T is temperature. What is P? P is pressure, V is volume, N is the number of mole of gas. लिख लो. P is pressure, V is volume, R is gas constant, T is temperature, P is pressure, and V is volume. N is the number of mole of the gases. Number of mole of gas. N is the number of mole of gas. So how you can calculate its dimension? N equal to PV, sorry, R के find out करना ना हमने. R equal to PV N into T. PV divided by N into T. What is pressure? ml minus 1 T minus 2. Volume is L cube. Can you tell me what is the number of mole of gases? तो इसके unit क्या होंगे? Mole. Temperature is Kelvin. This is one more quantity which is related to SI system, that is the amount of substance. So it become ml square T minus 2 mole inverse Kelvin inverse. This is the gas constant. This is gas constant. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is its SI unit? Joule per mole per Kelvin. या आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो जूल मोल इनवर्स केल्विन इनवर्स. देखो कैसे लिखे मैंने, ml2 T minus 2 इट इज़ अ यूनिट ऑफ एनर्जी, मोल इनवर्स केल्विन इनवर्स, तो जूल मोल इनवर्स केल्विन इनवर्स, राइट. नेक्स्ट एंड लास्ट is sixth is Boltzmann constant. Boltzmann, Boltz, this is K. Boltzmann constant K, and it is energy divided by temperature. Same as entropy. Entropy में भी heat divided by temperature था. Here Boltzmann constant K is energy divided by temperature. ml2 T minus 2 Kelvin inverse, and its unit is joule per Kelvin. Is it clear? Is it clear, beta?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
So we have discussed so many physical quantity. For tomorrow your homework is you have to revise all these quantities so that we can discuss the applications of it. Next I am discussing classification of quantities on the basis of dimensions. You can leave half of the page after this so that अगर कोई quantity रह गई होगी तो we will discuss it later on. वैसे तो मैक्सिमम मैंने कवर कर दिए. Now the next is classification of quantities on the basis of dimensions. Classification of quantities on the basis of dimensions. First is dimensional variable. Do you know variable and constant? What do you mean by variable?
Yes, ma'am. Whose value changes.
Yes, whose value changes. And what do you mean by constant term? Whose value remain constant.
Fixed value.
So these are those quantities. Variable means जिनकी value क्या हो रही है, change. These are the quantities which possess dimensions but their value is not fixed. You can write these are the quantities which possess dimensions but their value is not fixed. For example, force, area, any quantity you can take जिसकी value fixed नहीं है, area, velocity, etc. Name ही बता रहा है dimensional variable. These are those quantities which possess dimensions but their value is not fixed. Variable name है. Second is dimensional constant. Can you define it? What is dimensional constant?
Quantities which possess dimensions and have fixed values.
Yes, very good. These are the quantities which possess dimensions and their value is fixed. You can write down these are the quantities which possess dimensions DIMN dimensions but their value is fixed or constant. For example, speed of light 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. Its value is fixed. For example, G 9.8 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर. तो इनकी वैल्यूज़ क्या हैं? Constant, or they possess the dimension. Similarly, capital G value is also constant. It is also a dimensional constant. All of you know about its value, 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram inverse square. Do you know?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Third is dimensionless variable. Dimensionless variable. Name is indicating those quantities which do not possess the dimension and their value is not fixed. Quantities which do not possess dimensions and their value is not fixed. Right? इनकी वैल्यू क्या नहीं है? फिक्स नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, स्ट्रेन, एंगल, दिस रिलेटिव डेंसिटी पढ़ा था हमने ये कल. डायमेंशनलेस वेरिएबल, स्ट्रेन के कोई डायमेंशन नहीं है, एंगल के कोई डायमेंशन नहीं है, रिलेटिव डेंसिटी के कोई डायमेंशन नहीं है. नेक्स्ट इज dimensionless constant. Dimensionless constant. What do you mean by dimensionless constant? Quantities which do not possess dimensions and their value is fixed. Quantities which do not possess dimensions and their value is fixed. ना तो इनके डायमेंशन है, they do not possess dimension and their value is fixed. इसमें आप एग्जाम्पल लोगे डायमेंशनलेस, ना तो कोई डायमेंशंस है और ना ही और कांस्टेंट वैल्यू. ऑल द नंबर इंटीजर होल नंबर 1 2 3 up to so on. You can take pi 3.14, exponential function 2.7. Do you know exponential function?
No,
No, ma'am.
In maths you will study exponential function e, and the value of e is 2.7. Pi is 3.14. Right? Next is, so these are the types of quantities: dimensional variable, dimensional constant, dimensionless variable, and dimensionless constant. I think it is clear to all of you.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is applications of dimensional analysis. Applications of dimensional analysis. So today I will discuss first application to check the accuracy of a formula, because it is very easy. First application is to check the accuracy of formula. Here we will use principle of homogeneity. Principle of homogeneity. According to this principle, a formula is said to be correct according to this principle, a formula is said to be correct if the dimensions of m, l and t, that is base quantities, are same on both the sides of a relation. Both the sides of a रिलेशन. जैसे आप मैथ्स में करते थे ना, कोई भी फॉर्मूला कब करेक्ट होता है? जब लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इक्वल टू क्या हो जाती है? राइट हैंड साइड. सो हेयर वी विल यूज अ फॉर्मूला इज सेट टू बी करेक्ट इफ द डायमेंशन ऑफ एम एल एंड टी आर सेम ऑन बोथ दी साइड्स ऑफ अ रिलेशन. इसका एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू हैव दिस फॉर्मूला, टाइम पीरियड ऑफ अ पेंडुलम. टाइम पीरियड of a pendulum is given by t equal to 2 pi under the root of L upon G. इसको कैपिटल T कर दो. टाइम पीरियड इज गिवन बाय t equal to 2 pi under the root L upon G. What is T? Time period. What is L? Length of pendulum. What is G? Acceleration due to ग्रेविटी. तो आपको इस फॉर्मूला को चेक करना है. कैसे चेक करेंगे? हम लेफ्ट हैंड साइड लेंगे. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इज टी, तो इसका तो डायमेंशन फॉर्मूला m0 l0 t1 टाइम पीरियड है. राइट हैंड साइड लेते हैं. दिस इज 2 पाई अंडर द रूट ऑफ l अपॉन जी. 2 पाई इज कांस्टेंट, इट हैज़ नो डायमेंशन. आपके डायमेंशन किसके रहेंगे? l के, और g के क्या है? एल टी माइनस 2. एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी, l से l क्या हो गया? कैंसिल आउट. तो ये आपके पास क्या आ गया? टी स्क्वायर. ऊपर चले जाएगा और ये कितना आ जाएगा? t. इट मीन्स m0 l0 t1. सो सी, डायमेंशंस ऑन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इज इक्वल टू डायमेंशंस ऑन
राइट हैंड.
dimensions on right hand side. Hence this formula is correct. Hence this formula is